Hey guys, welcome to a show.
Oh, hello. I didn't see you come in.
That's what we were started it for? Anyway, guys, I'm Tom C. That's D Marks. And in lieu of a podcast this year, you're getting a winter special?
Yeah.
Christmas special?
You're here in SonsOfVidya with us. We're in the classic cabin in the woods. Not that movie.
No. Was that the one where everyone died or the one where everyone didn't die?
I don't know. I never saw it.
I don't know either.
Yeah.
I think it's a scary movie, though.
It's sure that I can confirm.
Yeah. So, since this is our first full year without a podcast, I reckon, right? Is that true? No, it
stopped last year because we didn't do a podcast in the new house.
Yeah, that's true. We are going to continue our tradition of our top 5 games we played this year, which I'm sure everyone's excited about. In a rare new thing, we're streaming it this year. Mm-hmm. Streaming has been new for this year.
If we were ballers, we would bring up like images of shit.
Yeah, we could. We could still do that if you want.
Be all like, "Bah."
This is not our most high production value, so we could absolutely produce images of stuff if you'd like.
That's true. We could.
Great.
Oh, you mean like post?
We could we could just pop it on.
Oh,
I could just find it and jack it up.
Sure. If you can, jack it.
I would have to figure it out, but don't even worry about it, guys. Anyway, so this is our winter special.
This
Normally
is all
we do this
on-camera discussion.
It's fine. Everyone loves us to just talk about stuff. See, I covered it, so it doesn't look like it. But we are going to do our classic annual best games we played this year. Normally we do it around this time. Do we do it before Christmas or after Christmas?
No, it's normally we do it before Christmas. Because normally we're in the olden days of podcasts, we'd be done by now for this year, because we took
2 weeks off.
Because we would have done. I think this week would have been the personal podcast, and then last week would have been the top 5.
We can do a personal podcast. Maybe we'll do a.
Well, I was thinking that's what we do. The thing that we talked about, that would kind of be like the personal podcast.
Oh yeah, guys, big news.
Yeah.
We're not gonna talk about it yet, but we're working on stuff.
But yeah, this would have been the last podcast of the year back in the old days.
Yeah, we've evolved a lot
because we would have taken next week off and the week after that off.
Let no one say the Sons are not constantly evolving to get to where the people are at.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, they're watching streams. They're looking at, Pornhub. We're on all these things. We're just keeping it real.
Do you remember that thing earlier in the year where they were putting it's been going on for a while, but they put like game trailers on Pornhub?
Yeah.
Because they wouldn't be like, is it because they wouldn't be taken out for copyright things, or what was it?
I forget what it was.
But yeah, it was
some
funny.
real clever shit. We are streaming here, so we may occasionally read comments and stuff like that. We'll try and keep it real. We want people to be engaged. That's what it's all about.
Everybody's engaged with each other.
Yeah.
Polyamorous relationship.
It's true. So, have you thought of 5 games of this year? The hard part is that we don't play a ton of games per year.
I didn't play a ton of games this year.
I actually was looking at what we played this year just on the channel. We started this year off with L.A. Noire.
Yeah.
Which was kind of... I thought that was like a million years ago. But we just redid that
this
recently.
This year seemed very long.
Like half the year was Borderlands and everyone was miserable. Everyone hated it. But we did do a lot of Fallout, a surprisingly large amount of Fallout.
Yeah, well, because we got back into it a little bit.
Yeah. So we did a couple different mods there and everything like that. But we did play a lot of games privately, most likely. I don't know what D. Marks did over here.
He
seems concerned.
Did not play a lot. I will say that.
But we will go over it. How do you want to start? Do you want to start? Do I want to start?
No, you can go ahead and start.
Okay, so
I think you best boy always goes first.
Best boy always goes first, of course. So all 5 are New Vegas. Good comment. That would be a great thing. So the whole rule of this is that it has to be a game we played this year.
It's basically between the cycle of last year's best games and now.
Right.
So there's one game on here that I did technically start playing last year.
Yeah, I'm bending the rule here.
But I only really got into it like around the time we did the best of. Mm-hmm. So it totally counts.
Yeah. So I'm gonna start with my first one here.
Yeah, go ahead.
One of my top 5 here. We have honorable mention stuff too. Don't worry about it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say that The Witcher 3 is probably what I'm gonna put on this. It's a game that I kind of just jumped into sort of a few months ago, and I really, really was getting into it. But then a bunch of other stuff happened where I started playing Battlegrounds, and then Destiny, and then all these other good games came out. But I was really into it, sucked me in right away, and it's something that I'm definitely going to beat this year. Really much enjoyed it. I don't have a ton of things to say. If all of the Witchers were this good, I would have already played all of them because I played one back in the day, and it wasn't too good for me. But the graphics are great. Story is cool. I was immersed in the land and the shit that was going on.
The lore.
And it's a game like fan base I want to be involved in because I think that's cool. I think the stuff involved with it is cool. And I think it's overall a good game. And I'm going to try it. I'll try to get to it a little bit more. I know that's a dumb thing for a top 5, but I think it's valuable.
I've definitely done games that are like.
I think you've done games you didn't play.
That's not true.
I think you have in the past.
Maybe, but I've definitely done games where I rate them based on their like potential as opposed to like actual how much I've played them.
Yeah, and that's one of them. I mean, I really enjoyed the time I spent with this, which was a few hours. Not enough time. I mean, it's gonna be like 100 hours when you play that game, but trust me, the other one's gonna be more fleshed out, guys.
I saw a cool. For some reason, I was like watching just like epic video game trailers today on YouTube, and one of them was for Richard 3.
Richard
the Third. Richard the Third, an adaptation of the Shakespeare play. No, it was for Witcher 3, and it was pretty cool. Like, and you're right, because that was. I know grimdark fantasy is like
normally not for me.
Yeah, and it's like kind of popular and cliche nowadays because that's what they're doing with a lot. I feel like that's what we're doing with the new Lord of the Rings games that are coming out. They seem very grimdark.
Yeah,
but like The Witcher always seemed like. I don't know. It always seemed cooler than the rest of those.
Yeah, and 3 is. I know it's kind of a weird place to just jump into, but it seems the most streamlined.
Yeah,
and it's more open world than I would have suspected, which is why I'm so interested in it. But we'll spend more time on better things later. It's now your turn. Thank you.
So my number 5.
Oh yeah, we should do that.
Of course we should. My number 5 is Animal Crossing Pocket Camp.
Really?
Yeah, because that game's cute, and I didn't play a lot of games this year.
Dude, they just came out with a gardening update. Yeah, see, they're real with this, dude.
Yeah.
You're like, I don't know. No, it's just great stuff.
It's a lot of fun. It's basically everything. It makes me really jacked for a fucking. Because I really want to get a Switch, guys. If you're looking for Christmas presents for old Team Marks, get me a Switch.
Yeah, please.
It really makes me stoked about an Animal Crossing game for Switch. But like, I always enjoyed. Which one did I play? Did I play Newtown?
New Leaf for DS?
No, the one for
City
Wii.
Life?
No, was that? Yeah, that was City Life.
Yeah,
because you bust in to the market. You bust in. No, you took a bus to the market in the city and you did other shit. So I played City Life and I really enjoyed that. This game's obviously a lot more cut down than that, and based on your phones.
I weirdly don't have a mobile game this year, and I usually do.
But I don't know, it's cute. Again, it's not super fleshed out because it only came out a couple months ago, or like a month ago.
Yeah.
But I don't know, it's cute. It's got most of the Animal Crossing stuff that you want. It's a little annoying because it has like the
doesn't have Bob in it though, so.
Dude, doesn't have fucking. I guess it does have Tom Nook if you buy like the fucking crazy expensive thing.
Yeah.
But it's fun. If you like Animal Crossing, you'll enjoy it. I think
there's a lot of potential there too.
And that's pretty much all I have to say.
Right, that's fine. That's fine, guys. Listen, we're adults. We got stuff, and there are going to be some that are probably.
There are ones I'll definitely talk about more, but like.
Yeah, we're just getting through it.
And I needed a filler.
It's a warm up. It's a warm up number here.
Yeah.
What do you guys do? Why don't you just make it a 4 list? That's what you're thinking right now, folks.
I'm sorry. All lists are famously 5.
All lists must be 5 things. All right. It's a tradition that we do 5.
Yep.
So yeah, it's a warm up round. So my number 4. I assume we're at that right now.
That sounds about right.
Okay, this is some real shit.
Number 4. Oh yeah. So we also have the rule that we don't talk about stuff until if it's on both lists, we don't talk about it until both of us have mentioned it.
Okay, yeah. So that's how you take them out.
Yeah.
I'll be like, this is mine. Then you'll be like,
yeah, basically. I'll give you a.
The key is that means you get to. Shut up.
Hey.
But that's how you will just like be like, yo, don't talk about anything, and then you just pretend it's on. It could be like an honorable mention tomorrow or something.
Yeah.
Anyway, my number 4 is definitely not going to be on your list. This is a game I played before, and you're like, what? That's good music cue right there. You see that? But. I'm bending the rule here.
It's a Samurai Champloo song.
Probably. But anyway, I'm bending the rules here because this year was the first time I really delved into it, and I finally beat it. I would say I was the most involved in it this year. And it was probably one of my few games I beat this year.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of shocking. That game is Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen. That was this year, if you can believe it. Can you believe it?
Yeah, I remember you playing it because like I definitely have like a before this house, after this house mentality. So like I still, because we've lived here for about a year and a half, so I'm still like, I definitely remember you playing that game in this house.
Yeah.
So that's
because I remember I kept starting it, and I couldn't get there. And then this year, at some point, I was just sitting on my computer and I was like, let's do it. Let's get it done. And
fun.
Because I keep reading people who comment on it. They're like, this game's great. It's so much fun. The battle system rules or whatever. And I was like, I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to get into it. There are mods you can download for it. So I was like, whatever, let's just get into it. So I finally just like figured out what to do and make some stuff happen here. But for real, it's weird that I have 2 like dark fantasy games on my list because that's like my least favorite genre.
Dragon's Dogma does strike me a little more traditional fantasy, though.
I don't know all the rules. It is pretty dark, though.
Yeah, I'm sure, but like that.
What do you consider dark fantasy?
I think dark fantasy has a lot to do with whether or not there's a lot of like hope in the world comparatively.
Mm-hmm.
I think Witcher definitely lacks that a lot, which makes it definitely darker. But I don't know.
Dragon's Dogma was pretty dark because everyone thinks you're gonna be killed by a dragon. Because there's like a dragon who's like, bring about the end of the world and stuff.
So it's just like Skyrim.
It's very similar to Skyrim.
So it's just Skyrim.
Warhammer's dark fantasy, that makes sense.
You already played Skyrim though. You can't say that again.
I actually really, really want to get into Skyrim again.
I know, me too.
It's gonna happen. I'm gonna find all the right mods and then we're gonna get into it.
Dude, I'm telling you, don't put fucking. You don't have
don't
to put
baby in a corner.
No, you don't have to put like survival on. You don't need to worry about food and shit. Cold weather mods though make that game so much fun.
I'll do it. I'll
Because when you're fucking like in the middle of when you're like, because I love wandering the north of Skyrim, like where the northern coast above,
you want to
like
feel it.
Winterhell. Yeah, you're like camping out in your fur tent on the shore, and your like little dog friend is like sitting outside. Right. You're like, oh my god.
I'm thinking I want to do like a priest run.
This is Gert.
Like I want to be like that's kind of my idea in my head is like
that's kind of cool, like a pilgrim.
So like
there was a pilgrim class in the first one,
right?
Or in Oblivion.
I think my backstory is like. I'm a disciple of a god who doesn't even like exist in this whole thing. Like imagine like real, like our God in this life who is coming over to here, and people are like, I don't know what that is, but I have like enhanced weapons and stuff. Because the key about that game is you got to give yourself really good weapons.
You have to.
You just have to be like, hey, my weapons are great, and I have really cool stuff right off the bat. You don't want to. I'm not gonna find my enhanced hammer. I'm gonna just. I keep saying enhanced. I mean enchanted.
You should. Yeah, I was about to say, make sure you use hammers instead of swords.
Yeah, you gotta use maces.
Yeah,
that's the only thing. So much like Dragon's Dogma, everyone always stops talking about that and starts talking about Skyrim instead because it is a better game. But Dragon's Dogma was fun and there is a lot of value to it. The real key is that you have these super big boss monsters that you end up getting in these like huge encounters with that you crawl up, that you deal with that way, and you can kind of just randomly find them as you're walking around. It adds to a little bit of more interesting like open world experience because it's such a bummer in Skyrim. You're gonna run to like a bandit. He's gonna be like, I'm scary. But meanwhile, in Dragon's Dogma, you and your 3 weirdos that won't shut up, you're just walking around and there comes like a giant like what's the 3 manticore, and you're like, this is bad. I'm definitely going to die to this. That happens all the time, except then you like start getting better and you start really fighting and beating them. And you do get cooler skills. Like, so that's the key. When you first start out, you have like the shittiest skills. And you're like, I'm slashing 3 times. That's my skill. And then as you like get to the highest...
Hey, I'm the slash man.
No, for real though. It's like awful and it's no fun. You do no damage. But then like every class has like an incredibly good skill as you start to move up. And like two-handed swordsman sucks tremendous dicks. You're like, I hate this. Until you get the one skill where you just fucking rear back and just hang out there for like a fucking like minute. And if you fully charge it, it's like a fucking falcon punch that will just slam people into the ground, just plant them, and it fucking rules. Because like you can take people out of the sky with it. Like these big ass like manticores will just get fucking slain in a single shot if you can hit them with it, and it feels so good, so good. Nice. The story, that's what I had a problem with when I played it. It is a good story, but then it does the stupid thing where you're like, here is a conclusion to the game. And then they decide to continue on after this point to explain something I don't care about. And this might be because I have the DLC installed, the Dark Arisen DLC. Because, not really spoilers, but you kill the dragon at the end of it. You're like, sweet, dragon's dead, all right? That should be the end of the game, because now that's the thing that's done, all right? But then they're like, let us explain how pawns work. And I'm like, fucking no, man. I don't give a shit how pawns work.
It'd be like in the end of Final Fantasy X where it's like you kill Sin and Yevon, and it's like, But then what happened with the Kamari after all that?
Let me told you who made up the sphere grid. I'm like, what the fuck, man? I don't give a shit about the sphere. I just used it. All right? You don't like. It's like that level of stupid. You get the idea of a pawn, right? Here's the thought process of pawns. I can't have 3 people multiplayer playing this game at the same time as me for some reason. You couldn't program that shit in, so you gave me a dumbass NPC that follows me around, all right? Got it, good. I don't need you to explain it to me. Just make it seem like I'm pretending to be a fucking...
Yeah, just be like, these adventurers will join you on your quest.
No, but instead it's be like, they're actually remnants of fucking blah, blah, and here's this place that you can go and do a bunch of crazy dungeons in. And I'm like, and it's the most repetitive dungeons in the world, and it's kind of fun because you're like fighting all these different enemies and stuff, and you're like, yeah, I get it. But like, so in order to fucking do this part after the dragon, you have to fall down the Everfall, right? Which is just fucking, you fall down, you land on a balcony. And then you have to find this one shard. You have to do it like 17 fucking times to get the real ending where you become God or something, and then you find out you're a puppet or whatever, and it's like a mysterious, like, Truman Show-ass bullshit. And you're like, I don't need this fucking existential thing where nothing happens for no reason. And it's just like, why couldn't I live in a fantasy world, kill a dragon, and that's the end of the game?
I think that's a curse with a lot of fantasy games, is that... I like the way they did in Oblivion a little more, where every main character, like every PC, is always some fucking chosen one.
Yeah.
And like you can't just be like a dude. At least in Oblivion, like you like the Patrick Stewart came out and was like, I've seen you in my dreams. You gotta help us rid the world of Oblivion or whatever.
Have you seen Star Trek?
Yeah. But then it's just like, oh, you're actually trying to get his, like, this other guy to do this stuff because, like, he's the real hero.
Yeah.
And you're just, like, kind of on the quest.
Which is cool.
Yeah, I like that. But, like, in Skyrim, it's like you're the Dragonborn and all this shit. Like, that's why I really like the mods that turn off dragons until, like, you reach a certain point.
Yeah.
Because you just, like, goof around and you're, like, just some sword-swinging mercenary from fucking Morrowind, lost on your way in this cold and uninhabitable place.
Because that's been a theme recently with games.
Yeah.
Is that they force you to be fucking, like, in this...
They force Jesus.
Because, like, remember in Pokemon, like, what's it, Sun and Moon?
Yeah.
You're like, I just want to have Pokemon walk around. But they're like, we got to give you through this story. You got to go through this story, dude.
Yeah.
I'm like, get the fucking story out of my head. I don't care about this. I just want to be a guy who has Pokemon and does whatever the fuck I want. In real life, that's what I want.
Yeah.
And in Skyrim, you're like, all right, I'm making up my own thing. This is why Mountain Blade's a perfect game. We all know this.
Yeah,
we all know it. All right. And Dragon's Dogma, it's not really like that though. You are trying to go through a story. It's less open world because there's not really that many towns or anything. Someone's asking who is my love in that game. So real talk, it is a dumbass love system because it gave me the fucking queen who was like, I'm cheating on my husband and then I'm gonna betray you, and I'm like, I'm not into that. But they're like, don't you want to save your love interest, this bitch who fucked with you? And I'm like, not really, but you have to do it to win. Meanwhile, fucking Mercedes, who is a kick-ass,
she's a car,
she's a French like night chick who's super hot and like extremely cool, but then she's all like, I'm not as good at a knight as my brother or whatever, and you're like, that's fine, I don't give a shit about that. But then you're like, that's what I want. But or you could have the girl who's a great like merchant who's got some stuff going on down there.
She got assets.
Yeah, he's selling her assets and she's for great cost. But it's just like so dumb about it. Yeah, someone's saying it's hard to avoid as your love interest. It really is, because like if you just go through a request, they're like, yeah.
You did it. Now you're in love.
Anyway, I'm going on and on about this, but I did really enjoy the game. I mean,
no, it's good.
I know top 5 you're like whatever, but this 4th one is legit. It's real legit.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's overall a great game. I think it helps a lot with mods, and I think it's something that you should play now that it's like $1 to buy it. Anyway, sorry.
No, it's good.
I'm trying to fill out the show.
You're trying to fill it out.
We're 19 minutes in, and we've only talked about 3 games, kind of. Anyway,
that's good.
Go for it.
So my number 4, ironically enough, is the 4th game of its series. Wow. Guys, I played Uncharted 4 this year.
Wow.
And that's on my number 4 spot. You might be saying it's kind of low.
Number 4.
Number 4. So here's... So actually, I didn't actually play this game. I did play it. No. Okay. I know what you're gonna say. I mostly watched this game while my girlfriend played.
It was played in front of you.
It was played in front of me, and I did do some of the...
You were part of the experience.
I did do the shooty sections when she got frustrated with them because she's not great at those parts.
Right.
So, like, I definitely, like, was there, and I saw, like, stuff in real time. Like, I didn't just go on...
Yeah, I consider that.
I didn't just Google on... I didn't just Google on YouTube Uncharted 4, the movie.
You're not that old, you know. I mean, we've included games that we've just done on the show before, so that's fine.
So, what I liked about Uncharted 4... I thought it was a nice end to the series, at least, like, the Nathan Drake portion of the series.
Did you beat it?
Yeah, we beat it.
Shit. I didn't even beat it.
I thought it was a nice end to the Nathan Drake portion of the series. I'm not sure how well it's going to carry on because I didn't play the new one.
Did you play the DLC?
What DLC?
So there's this DLC that came out where you play as a chick? I don't know.
No, that's a new game. That's entirely separate.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought it was DLC.
That's the new one that came out this year. It's the one because you play as Chloe Sullivan, who was a character in 2 and 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not a DLC. That's a full game.
Oh, well.
It's the first game without Nathan Drake as the protagonist.
Yeah, I'm gonna pass on that.
But yeah, so I don't know how well the series will continue on. I think it would be kind of interesting if they gave it like if they did individual games with like each of the characters. I would really fucking love a fucking period piece set in like Victor Sullivan's heyday, because that would be rad as fuck. Be like in like the 60s and 70s with Victor Sullivan as a young man, like going around, like flying all around and meeting all the people that he meets up with in the other games. And you're like, this is so cool. Yeah. Like how handsome he is as a young man.
He's so handsome.
He's so handsome.
What's the deal with this guy?
I mean, he's a handsome older man too, but let's...
What are you, some kind of weirdo?
But I thought it was a nice end to the Nathan Drake portion of the series. I thought the plot line with his brother felt like a little forced. Yeah, I don't know. It was weird because on the one hand, I just have a hard time. I had the same problem with Rogue One. I have a hard time emotionally connecting with people you just meet in a well-established franchise.
Now here's Han Solo's friend.
Yeah, exactly.
James. Oh no, he's getting crushed by a trash compactor.
No, James, you were my favorite.
I had established a friendship with you over several years that weren't shown on film.
But like,
no,
I get what his brother kind of represented, and I get what that game was about.
Now the brother represents a brother, right?
Yeah, he's a brother. It was a brother figure. Because I also had a complaint that the treasure was a little boring compared to some of the other ones, but I get the idea that I understand the concept of the game is less focusing on the treasure and more focusing on Nathan Drake and his past and where he's going to go, like, in his future. Because, like, when it picks up, he's married to Elena, and
they're playing Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah, they're playing
That's all they do.
Legitimately playing Crash Bandicoot. And so, like, it's kind of a thing of, like, he's settled down and he's, like, doing this excavation work and everything like that.
This boring job of being an undersea scuba diving guy who rescues stuff.
Yeah. But it's understanding of, like, how do you reconcile the past that you had? Because, like, the part where he's up in the attic and he's shooting the Nerf guns at all the things, like, that's hilarious and, like, good storytelling from perspective of, like, that's what Nathan Drake would fucking do.
Yeah.
Like, and like, he would always be pretending that he was, like, in Shambhala or in, like, El Dorado or whatever, like, shooting bad guys, like, while he's, like, ho-hum driving to work so that he can dive under and be, like, you know, pick up barrels that fell off of a boat or something.
Yeah.
So, like, that's always what that guy's going to do. And I felt they had a lot of moments like that where they really did the personification of him very well. Mm-hmm. Like I said, but also the treasure was kind of boring compared to some of the other ones. Like, I wasn't as excited as the pirate treasure as I was with, like, King Solomon's fucking demon flask and, like, the fucking Chintamani stone and everything like that.
See, I never knew that was a real big attraction of the games, but I guess it is.
Well, it's kind of like, it's more of a case of just how the first 3 Indiana Jones movies were all like kind of relating to, like, religious and magical stuff, and then the 4th movie was about aliens for some reason.
Right.
It's kind of how this felt a little bit, because, like, there wasn't really any supernatural stuff in this one. Like, and also I get the allegory that, like, the pirates banded together because they all wanted to have freedom, but then they got greedy, so they all, like, So it's the thing, and you have to like cut your losses and figure out when it's time to like, figure out who you truly are and when it's time to like actually keep on trying to cash in and get more and more money. I get it. I get it what the treasure represented, but like it just wasn't quite as interesting to me as like the locales in some of the other games. I guess is more appropriate.
But it probably was pretty,
very pretty. Like and I enjoyed some of the lore and stuff and everything like that. But like I said, I thought it was very good. It wasn't my favorite installment of the franchise, but I thought it was a nice. It felt like a very nice tribute to the whole franchise.
That's worth something.
And the way it was ended, yeah, I wasn't disappointed. I think that's an important takeaway, is that I was not disappointed.
Mm-hmm. Is that all you got?
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, yeah,
that was a thorough rundown.
I watched a little bit of it, and it was really cool from what I saw. I wish I had gotten a little bit further in that game. I still might. Whatever, guys.
NBD.
So are we ready for my hot number 3?
Yeah, I'm always ready for your hot number 3.
You know what that means, folks. So my number 3 is... There's going to be a lot of alpha games on this list. Alpha and indie games on this list. My number 3 is 7 Days to Die, which we put on the show. We did do that on the show. We played it together. But I mostly played it with 2 different friend groups. One of which was work friends. One of which was personal friends. Never mix work with pleasure, guys. Unless you're playing 7 Days to Die.
Oh, goodness.
So you're like, this game sucks. It's buggy as hell. What could possibly be on this list? Tom C., your top 5 list is normally...
You're crazy, man, Tom C.
Yeah, I mean, your list is normally the gold standard of what I play the next year. It's the best games anyone's ever played.
Yeah.
And your taste
I've heard a lot of
as a
people say
reviewer
that. Yeah.
is beyond reproach. And I know that, and I don't do this lightly, folks. Don't do it lightly. The game is good. It's good, all right? There's so much potential there, and that's the hard part with these alpha games.
These elephant games.
These alpha games. You see a couple of these alpha games, some of these beta games.
Oh, yeah, I forgot I played that game this year. Shit.
I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, yeah, why isn't that on your list? If it's not.
It's not, because I completely forgot about it.
Replace your number 5 with it. We'll go back in time.
Okay.
But it's just how the industry is now. I get it. It's hard to make games. It's expensive to make games. But 7 Days to Die is something I feel like I would make if I was a person who made games, because it's just a fun game to kind of screw around in, make cool stuff, and just... What are you laughing at?
I'm laughing at Mothman.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, we have funny viewers on the stream is the problem. Join the stream, guys.
Everyone's laughing and clapping in here.
Yeah.
They're drinking mold spiders.
Mm-hmm. But I just... I enjoyed every time I played it. I was able to just kind of zone out, build fun stuff like it was Minecraft, except...
I was about to say, tell me it's not just Minecraft, but with zombies.
It is. So here, I enjoyed Minecraft when I played it. I did, because it was a good kind of zen game that you just played and you were like zoned out. Great. Except this time I'm actually worried about the enemies. So there comes a point in your cycle where you're no longer that afraid of the zombies, but it's deep in, it's a bunch of hours in, and you got to make something cool to do it. At that point, you're still making fun stuff.
Also, here's my other question. Tell me why just a big trench is not the most effective defense.
Because they can dig, and they can crawl and climb. So they're not stupid. I mean, it's not a perfect game.
No. I'm just saying, like legitimately, why is a trench not the best defense? And you gave reasonable answers.
Yeah. So because I thought too, I was like, why don't I just make a base underneath water or something? And apparently they can like swim or whatever, or do some other shit.
What about a metal-lined trench? I guess I can still climb.
People do that. So the cool thing is you have all these options, especially on the PC version. They give you a lot of variety in what you can build, and basically, if there's something you're imagining, you probably can build it. Like I had an idea in my head, like I wanted to do a trench that had a cage under it, so I could reach underneath it while killing these dudes from below, and I could make that, and I did it. I had an idea where I wanted to make a blade trap that spun on the top and spun around, and it was all this cool stuff, and I could do it.
Spins here.
Yeah. I can manufacture rifles and ammo and all this other stuff, and I could sell that to a trader. I could do all this cool stuff. And it's just like my boy Mountain Blade, where it's real dynamic, and I can make up what I'm doing. But for the most part, I just imagined it was me.
And then also, you smuggle butter. You smuggle tons of butter from city to city.
You're selling butter and oil to everybody.
Yeah.
But
what be the price of furs in this town?
There are traders. There are traders in the game. But it's just fun to play. It's fun to kill zombies. It's fun to veg out. is that game ever going to be released for real? Probably not. I wouldn't. If I was the guy who made that game and it's already released on Xbox like it is, when are you going to... You're not going to be like, and now we re-release the real game.
And now I'm going to really fine-tune it.
Here's the sequel, the game. It doesn't make any sense. Like, that is the game. The game is buggy, and that's what you get to do. And me and D-Marks are used to buggy games from Fallout. I can just rip right through it. I don't care. There's bugs in the game, whatever. The game doesn't crash that much. It may be like laggy or whatever, but the point is, if I can still overcome all this stuff, even the lack of like anything but just this playhouse, this sandbox, it's got to be a fun game. And
yeah, I think there's always stuff to be said, because we'll always. It's like how. Basically, as long as there's a strong foundation, there's something keeping you there. It can be buggy.
I don't need a story. I don't need this other stuff. Some people will consider it blasphemy that this game's higher than Witcher, but it's just I had more fun with it. I had fun every time we played it.
And that's what games are about, guys. They're about fun.
It is about fun.
Get off your high horse. It's about fun.
It may surprise people that as a youngster, I never really got to play a lot of multiplayer games. I never really played something where I would have a consistent world that my friends would join.
Yeah.
And this game was my first real experience with that, and I enjoyed it greatly. I recommend it for the low price.
Yeah, because you never tried World of Warcraft, did you?
No, I never played it once. I'd probably be a different man at this point. Probably equally as fat, because I did drink a lot of soda regardless.
Still manage that.
Nothing.
Honestly, if you did, you might have more friends.
Weird how that works.
Like no,
I would have been forced to be sociable.
That's not like offense. That's like you might have more friends because
I was too busy enjoying my JRPGs.
Well, that's fair.
My very sociable JRPGs
and your waifus.
And absolutely that. But that's my number 3, and I'm proud of it.
Nice job.
Thank you. What's your? Thank you. I feel like that's deserved. It was a great number 3, guys. It's just a great number 3.
It's just a great number 3.
It's a great number 3, guys.
So, so I forgot about that game, and I kind of like, it should be on here because I really liked it.
7 Days to Die?
No. A different game.
Oh, Lord, no.
Heavens, no.
I like JOI RPGs. That's my guy right there. Bend over, you're smart. I would love to play one of those.
Pretty good.
Send me a link to one of those.
So, let's see what my list is and where I can kind of...
Okay, well, why don't you... Okay, I'm assuming your next ones are actually legitimate.
Yeah, they're all legit from here on out.
We can do an honorable mention.
Yeah, well, really, move Animal Crossing to the honorable mention.
Yeah, I respect that. It's okay.
Because I completely forgot
We're flexible. This is the yoga of podcasts.
So this is actually going to be... Okay.
This actually be number 1.
Uncharted number 5. This game number 4.
Yeah, that's fair. I call that an audible.
Yeah, I'm calling it a classic audible.
Sponsored by Audible.
So number 5, just real quick, I completely forgot I played Elite Dangerous this year.
Oh, that's not even the game. That's not even the game I thought you were going to mention.
What game do you think I was going to talk about?
It might be on your list. It's not, which is also stupid.
What is it? Tell me what it is.
Jalopy.
Oh, fuck. No, that's an honorable mention.
Uncharted's
That's an honorable mention. It's an honorable mention.
Hey, you don't remember the games you played.
Jalopy is an honorable mention for
You're
sure.
Like, hey, come look at this game I really love and I've been playing for hours on end. And then you're like, what the fuck is this game? I ain't playing any games this year.
Dude, I like...
What the fuck?
It's just these past months I've all been like one weird-ass blur. Regardless...
Blur are fun games, it seems like.
Okay, so Elite Dangerous, quick rundown, because this is... I got more stuff to do. Really fun.
I mean, why don't you just go into it?
Well, because, like...
We're only 33 minutes in.
Because I already did this. I already used an honorable mention slot. I got to whip this out.
What you do it. Follow your heart.
All right.
I mean, what, is Jalopy not even going to get mentioned at all?
No, it's another honorable mention.
Oh, fuck.
I don't think I would put... I'm not sure if Jalopy would go on the list.
This is our top nebulous games of the year.
I'm not sure if Jalopy would have gone on the list. Okay, I'm pretty sure that's another honorable mention.
It seems like you enjoy it, though.
I loved it. I honestly really liked it a lot.
Divas in the center of the shot.
Yeah, of course.
It's perfect.
I loved Jalopy. That game was a lot of fun. We're just going to do a quick Jalopy review right now. Honorable mention. So Jalopy's a lot of fun.
Speed reviews.
Jalopy's a lot of fun. You gotta drive with your uncle to Turkey from Germany after the fall of the Berlin Wall, and your car breaks down a lot on the way, and you gotta fix it. There's a lot more to it than that, except there's not. You find parts and stuff on the way. You can upgrade your car, but like it's mostly just about driving through. It's like Pixar Euro Truck Simulator is how I described it.
Apparently super immersive and atmospheric.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I saw. It's a lot of fun and fucking just great. And it's like if you there's a little radio station. If you want to play a cheap, not intensive like Euro Truck Simulator, that kind of game, play Jalopy. It's fun. So, Elite Dangerous.
Wow. Which number is this?
Number 4.
Okay.
Elite Dangerous is number 4.
Bizarrely, your 4th review.
Yeah. So, Elite Dangerous is a game that's not... It's purported to be an MMORPG. Well, I guess it's just an MMO because it's not really an RPG. However, I think the player base is kind of falling off because I only played it this year and it's been out for I think it came out in 2015.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been out for a while. So the player base has definitely dropped off. But also, the galaxy is gigantic, which is awesome as fuck.
Actually, I think Elite Dangerous came before then. That doesn't matter.
It might have been 14. I don't know.
13.
Regardless, first of all, the Elite franchise I found out is older than Mario, which is
super old, yeah.
But Elite Dangerous is a fucking giant, full-ass, real-size galaxy, which is rad as fuck. So, you don't run into real people a lot, which is really cool. So you're just kind of it's a lot in the way. If you enjoy Mountain Blade, you're going to like Elite Dangerous. Because basically, you're just, getting your ship, you're getting your supplies, and you're just going from system to system, and you're, grinding rep, which is not great in that game. It's one of its downfalls for sure.
Not great.
But you're just grinding rep, getting that money, getting paid. There are a lot of ways to do it. You can do mining, which is slow but profitable. You can do trading, which has its own shares of risks. You can do bounty hunting, which if you're into combat and stuff. But the environments are all really cool. The ship's design are mostly really neato.
Is it fun?
Yeah, laid back EVE Online is very apt descriptor. They introduced a Planetfall thing that I never got. I didn't got any DLCs or anything like that. The only thing that honestly
which surprises me, by the way, you didn't get DLC for it.
I didn't have money at the time, and I still don't. The only thing that stopped me from playing, the only reason I'm not playing now, is because I sold my old ship, my Diamondback Explorer, which is my favorite fucking ship in that game. Did everything except combat was a little shaky, and it was a little slow in the actual thrusters. But had crazy jump range, huge cargo capacity. It had one of the lowest heat signatures in the game, so it was really hard for people to track you. It was an awesome ship. I upgraded to a ship that was less good, and I stopped playing because I fucking hated that new ship that I had.
Just sell it again.
But I had to go back and get all the other parts for my ship. It would have been way too much of a hassle. So I just kind of stopped playing, and it kind of had run its course anyway, because I played that game for 10 hours a day for 2 months straight, and that kind of wears me out on a game.
Yeah, we're getting a great recommendation for No Man's Sky. It's not bad anymore.
Yeah,
I would try.
I was one of the people honestly who would like No Man's Sky, regardless of whether or not it fulfilled on its promises.
Yeah, because even back then,
yeah, I still would have enjoyed it because I'm that kind of person. Because I enjoyed a game, what I will call a game in quotes game, more of a learning tool called Space Engine, which is just a real 3D viewer of the universe as a whole,
which is awesome.
Yeah, I love Space Engine. It's really cool.
Yeah,
but so yeah, Elite Dangerous number 4. It's fun.
How are we at number 4? Aren't I going?
Because I'm redoing my number 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what's number 3?
So my number 3 is Destiny 2.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
Because I'm enjoying the time we've been playing together,
which is not enough.
Which yeah.